Oh my goodness me, look at that. Yuck. How's that? That's going to have to do. Greetings and hello. Welcome to another day out in the landscape. There's a patch of blue sky up above me. So I'm just below Shepherd's Crag, which is in the Borrowdale Valley near the town of Keswick in the Lake District. I'm on my way back sort of towards the car. I'm not going to the car, I was just sort of having a bit of a wander, and I noticed this tree behind me. Now, autumn is not quite here in the UK on the day that this is recorded. It's coming, it's about halfway here. But that tree behind me is really quite vibrant, or at least there's a portion of it that's vibrant. What's sitting all around it isn't quite so vibrant. So it really stands out. The fact that I've got some real vibrant red on it just makes it pop and makes it catch the eye. And I've had a bit of a look around. I didn't video the look around and I didn't video the B-roll. It's very, very wet. It's also very, very windy. I am a bit concerned about losing the tripod, it blowing over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the video camera for a stroll, and I'm just going to talk through what I've seen with the video camera and do it relatively quickly, and then probably do the images and do them handheld and show them at the end. The reason for that is that I'm right on the edge of a slope, so to put a tripod up would be next to impossible, and also because of the weather, everything is just going to get soaking wet. I'm going to be forever mopping up lenses and so forth in order to make this work. Composition is the one thing that the author can do really freely, and everybody's compositional choices will be slightly different, which is what makes photography, any kind of visual art where there's a frame, just all the more interesting. So I'm going to play with composition here as well. What's going through my head is portrait as opposed to landscape. Which one works best? Which one is the more powerful? That's the question that I'm going to ask myself as I look at this tree. So I'm going to take you with me and we're going to have a look at this tree, and then I'll do some images. Right, let's explore. Okay, so there is said tree. I'm going to try and do this using the viewing aid actually. So let's do that. It's going to be a bit tricky because I'm so close to the tree, but when I first looked at the tree, that's sort of what I had. So top and bottom is more or less what you can see on the video camera, and then left and right, sort of roughly those two frames, those two edges there. And then I wondered about square. Now, the reason why I pondered square was because it introduced a bit more colour here into this bottom left-hand corner, whereas I do the sort of the 3x2 type frame again, you've still got that splash of colour in the corner, but it's not as much, it's not quite so dominant. Let me just do that again, there we go. Sort of like that. I don't know. The colour that's in the square, sorry, the amount of brown that's in the square I think is slightly too much. The amount of brown there is probably just enough to make it work. I'm just trying to move the video camera around a little bit. I can't get any further away from the subject because it's I'd be climbing back up the bank again. So that was a view that I settled on. The thing that's irritating me a little bit is, you can probably see there's a branch here from this tree that's reaching down and it's just coming in here, and I think that distracts. I want this tree to really be the center of everybody's focus and everybody's attention. So what I'm going to do is move a little bit further along the path, because if I move that way, that will create some space between this tree and that tree. So let's go and do that. And try and keep the tree in shot as I do it. I'm just going to go to the other side of this tree here. Was it here or was it a little bit further? A little bit further, I think. Right, where's my tree gone? No, I think I've come too far. So let's talk it through there anyway. Let's talk it through. Let's do that anyway. So let's go square. No, let's do 3 by 2. So I kind of go 3 by 2. I'm now looking at sort of that kind of frame. And what I've now got is I've got what looks like an oak sapling here, and the colours that are on the oak are complementary to the bracken beyond, and they're actually pointing at my tree. And that's holding that corner. Now the tree that's in the distance, this tree here, my subject, is more or less separated. There is another tree just here, but you know, there's not a huge amount I can do about it. It's just there, but its colours are relatively muted in comparison to the reds that you can see on this tree here. Now, just to kind of complete the argument, let's go square again and pull out the square. And you see, I think with the square, again, I think you just end up with too much in that bottom corner and not enough tree. Let's go back to that kind of frame. So I hope you can see that the tree has a lot more presence in the frame. It's a lot more obvious as to what my subject is. Now I'm just going to go a little bit further forward, go beyond this tree, and I'm going to go here. Now the reason for that is quite simple. I want to just introduce you to the fact that now this tree here, which over there was there but wasn't quite so distracting, now it really is. Certainly with the yellows down here, it's really starting to interfere with what's going on. So again, let's do the same exercise. Let's put a frame over it. I've now got a little oak sapling down here, which again, complementary colours, and it's sort of leaning into my main actor. If I compose it sort of like so, I think the main tree still works. It's still obvious that that's the story that I'm trying to tell, but I am bothered about this one here. And again, then if I go square, do you notice I've got exactly the same problem, and it's exaggerated now. This bottom corner here, it's really brown. I'm not sure. And also I think these ferns that are down here that you can see waving in the breeze. Yeah. I don't think that's happening. I think a normal 3 by 2 frame just suits the subject, suits the shape of the subject, and it really allows it to speak and have voice. Right, so because of the rain and the wind, I think those are all handholds. In competition, because I do some competition judging, in competition, I think composition is one of those things that I comment on the most. A lot of the time, composition, the improvement suggestions, I'm trying to choose my word very carefully, it's all about trimming bits out of the frame to strengthen the story. And that's precisely what I was trying to do there, trying to confine the frame to really highlight the subject, or highlight my subject, and tell a really clear and simple story. So I'm going to call this video here. The weather is really starting to close in. I'm going to head undercover. I am really testing the waterproofness of my kit. This Osmo is not waterproof at all. It still seems to be going strong, so I shall dry it off and put it away. So thank you very much for watching. Hope it's been useful. Hope it's given you some ideas. If you're not a subscriber, do consider subscribing. Hit the subscribe button below, and then if you hit the bell button, and you'll get 3 options. Select all, and then you'll get notified as to when I upload new content. If you've liked the video, if you found it helpful, please do give it a like. It helps the channel, helps visibility, and it's just, it's just good to know what appeals and what doesn't. So until the next one, thanks once again. Stay well, stay safe, keep exploring with your camera, even in trying conditions like this, and I shall see you on my next video. Take care now. Bye bye.